51
man.
victory over Utah Valley. And Coach, I know we could get into the specifics of the game, but first, a win is a win. I'm looking up at that
Yes,
scoreboard.
yes.
It's reading 55-51. A
Absolutely.
special night for Miriam Sipos and Carrie and Michelle Thomas, and they were obviously firsthand a huge part of tonight.
I'm so happy for those seniors and the way that they played their last game here in the Lakefront Arena and how they just left it all out there on the floor. And even though Miriam got in foul trouble early, she came back in the second half and hit some big shots. And I just was in the locker room as I'm trying to catch my breath here, talking about that big stop that Carrie had at the end of the game. That was very crucial to give us another opportunity to get back on the free throw line, but I can go on and on and on. But overall, it was a team effort, and I am proud of the way that they pulled it together in the end. And I'll say it again, as I told you a couple of games ago, we've stopped looking at this game as a 40-minute game, and we break our game down into 4-minute games. And I think that they played extremely hard that last 4 minutes after we had that last media timeout. And I actually think we got it at 3:19, actually. That's all we had left. Our emphasis is win this last 4 minutes, and that it may come down to one rebound. It might come down to one free throw, because that's what we push in practice. Turnovers, possession, rebounds, and scores, and of course stops. And I think they did that when it counted the most, and I'm proud of them.
And it was absolutely, as you mentioned, a team effort. That first half, when you guys were able to get out to a lead that was as big as 13 at one point, able to carry a comfortable lead, and able to carry it mostly through the second half. Utah Valley, of course, maybe lamenting the chances that they missed, but it was really on both ends for you guys as well in the second half. But again, the big plays when it mattered the most. But talk about setting the tone in that first half, what y'all were able to do. Dribble penetration, open up some three-point shots, and of course, Carrie and Michelle, it seemed like just playing to you guys' strengths. And again, you guys guards just seemed to be too fast for them, especially in that first half.
To go back to, I don't mean to go back, but to go back to last game, I think these girls, these young ladies rather, still had on their mind that they played a great first half against California State, Bakersfield, and they didn't want to come out against Utah Valley in the second half as they did last game. They understood the importance of coming out of the locker room, and I definitely told them that Coach Nixon has been at Utah Valley for 18 seasons, and I know that she was preparing them in that locker room to come out in the second half. So all I can tell them is that the game is not over, and you have to come out of this locker room and continue to play. And we did have a few stumbles there in the second half, but that's what timeouts are for. Call a timeout to bring them together, to get this composure back together. These young ladies have continued to work together and improve their chemistry the whole season, but we struggled with finishing games. So I'm very proud of them that they were actually able to finish a game. It felt good at Houston Baptist when they made that run, but it feels even better to be home in front of the home crowd, to even when it got tough, to be able to pull out this win. So again, they did a great job, and taking nothing away from Utah Valley. I mean, they're a great player, and I knew that Sammy Jensen would come on in the second half, because I kept telling the team that she's their bread and butter. So we're going to have to play, and not only the post players on the inside, but here's that team effort again. The guards have to apply pressure on their guards so they can't even see that inside. In a couple of possessions where we fell asleep, they were able to get it inside, and we saw what she can do on the inside because she's a great player. But overall, they pulled it together. I just can't give enough compliments to Amber Clay, who been struggling on the offensive end, but again, she's put together another defensive game when it comes down to rebounding. She had a big rebounding game for us tonight, and that she finished with 10? Did she finish with 10 rebounds?
Yep.
And I just told her that in the locker room because I got to keep Amber and Matilda up. They're returning next year, and they need to understand their strengths, and when they do something good, not to hang their heads. Of course, they've missed a few layups around the rim, and God, I think everybody in the arena will be like, oh, make those shots. But at the end of the day, they keep fighting. They keep fighting, and again, I'm proud of them.
And the key is obviously composure. And these ladies, you can see they kept it tonight. There was just something different about those closing minutes where they were able to keep it, even when they were pushed. push. Even when the game got tied, Utah Valley never able to get ahead, and that's just composure. And that's what you preach to them about finishing the game and just talking about. It could have been easy for all of these players to get frustrated because all of them, pretty much all of them, were battling foul trouble. Only Michelle and Samantha Gray didn't have to battle foul trouble the entire night. Everybody else did, but they kept their heads and on both ends of the floor.
They did. I tried to, in practice, create situations for them where they can get accustomed to that. You know, when we play those 4-minute games, we play where we down by 5 and we have to get stops and score to catch up. We play where we're tied with 4 minutes left on the game and we got to keep up the consistent pace and get ahead. And then we play where we're up and we got to practice possession and ball control. And there are times, you know, with the young players when Samantha Gray want to push, when I need her to hold up. You know, there are times when Michelle, who's a three-point shooter, has that wide open shot and she's tempted to shoot that three when I want them to attack the basket because the pressure is on them and the pressure is not on us to score. And at times when I saw that they were getting away from knowing how to control the game, I just helped them. And sometimes you got to help them. So I'll just give them the whole up finger and call a play from them. And they did a good job of keeping their composure when UVU went to zone. As I've told you before the game, a lot of people are going to play a zone because of the strength and athleticism of our guards. And I think they did a good job of not settling for the outside shot. They got to the rim a couple of times or closer for those jump shots. And, you know, that was the difference in us making baskets or us just shooting, missing, and giving them a chance to come back down the floor.
See Yasmin Taylor over there. You called her the Energizer Bunny earlier this season. And no more epitomized that. Obviously, we've seen it all season, but she's just become even a more confident player when inserted into the starting lineup. And again, a big play at the end, towards the end of the game, a missed free throw. She out hustles Allie Cardwell for the rebound.
Absolutely, and I told her that were several possessions there at the end that was just huge. And I know Michelle wanted to hang her head when she made only 1 out of 2 of those free throws and put us back up by 1, I believe it was. But then Yasmin Taylor hustles and get a huge rebound. I mean, that was huge. And not only get that rebound, but step up to the line and make those free throws, which pushed the pressure back on them. So she's a freshman, and she is the Energizer Bunny. And I just think as this season progressed, she got better and better. And I just tell the Southland Conference, watch out, because Yasmin Taylor and Mahilde Fogelstrom are coming. They are freshmen that receive a lot of playing time this year and got a lot of experience. And I just think as the years go on, they're just going to get better and better because they both have great work ethics, and they put in the work. And I just think that the results are going to come.
And talk about the emotions in that locker room, obviously, especially with the 3 seniors, with Carrie and Michelle and Miriam. It was special for the whole team, but obviously what it meant to them.
You know, I think, and this is the way that it's supposed to be, you know, that it wasn't that much celebration this time because, you know, once you get accustomed to winning like you're supposed to, even though this just is our 3rd win, you know, it becomes like, we're supposed to win. You know, we were supposed to win that game, and but nevertheless, they're excited. But I'll tell you this, we got a couple of days off, and then we're preparing and shifting our minds to UTA because those girls have in their mind that they can win out this season. And that's what they're focusing on. They want to finish this season strong. So what they just said, they're going to take their days off right here, but they're switching to academics. I'm very proud of those girls. You know, it was like, yeah, we won, but okay, we're going to take ice baths. We're going to rest our bodies, but then we'll be in study hall tomorrow. So that always make me happy when they're thinking about academics. Of course, I prodded them a little bit because they missed study hall tonight due to the game.
Right.
So I had to tell them, yes, we will do study hall tomorrow, but I'm excited for them. And they did celebrate some before I got in there. I heard the popping of balloons on the floor that were on there for the seniors. Carrie Thomas was stomping on balloons, so it sounded like guns going off up in there. But it was just Carrie stomping on balloons. But she has every right to be very happy.
Speaking of ice baths, you got one after Arkansas.
I did. I am dry, and I hope to stay dry for a long time. But at the same time, experience these wins, you know, and how good that feels. I am dry. I now go in the locker room after the win, and I know it's only 3, but I peep first. I peep in the locker room to see if they got an ice chest, or I send the assistant coaches in first, so they may think it's me and one of them get the bath. I learned quick, Manny. I learned quick. You have to adjust fast. fast. You know, I can't be getting my suits wet.
We got to check Alpha and Tamika and see if they got wet.
Yeah, they haven't. They haven't. I know it would have been trouble if they would have doused Alpha in that white suit he had on last year. He was clean as the board of health.
That was a sharp suit.
Yeah, he was clean as the board of health. I tell you, boy. I tell you.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
The only sad part about it is this is the last home game of this season, and kind of bittersweet, but obviously great to send the fans here in attendance, have them see it, when the men's basketball team that was here in attendance supporting the team, and obviously you guys with all the hard work and continuing to pay off. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Go continue to celebrate with your girls, and
thank you.
Best of luck the rest of the season.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right, that is head coach Keeshawn Carter.